Server 2008, and what we've established is that it's a 64-bit operating system here, which is exactly what we wanted. It's connected to the DHCP server. It's got workgroup as the environment at the moment, and that's exactly where we want it to be at the moment. Okay, first thing to do is to activate Windows. So we click on the activate Windows here, and we give it a product key number here. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to configure the network. So in our performing tasks on the server, we go to configure network, go on to local area network properties, and then we choose the TCP/IP4, go to properties, and here I'm going to change the numbers to 192.168.100.255.250. That's this is 192.168.0.1. That is our router here. That basically sorts out our networking side of things. We found that basically what was happening was that it wasn't actually going on to the networking, so what we did was we went to change to advanced settings on the network, and we turned on the network discovery, and all this is, and we just save changes. Let's just quickly go and check that that's all in place. Okay, and then home is it turn on and save changes. We're going to go into control panel and update our computer now. So if you type in updates, check for updates, and off it goes checking for updates, and hopefully the system should be updated. We found that it needs 62 important updates. It's going to be, so we just say install updates. I accept. Finish. And now it should update all your updates. Okay, I was trying to download Service Pack 2, but I was having a bit of an issue here. So I'll just go through what I did to download Service Pack 2 because it wasn't actually allowing me to install it. So we just went to Tools, Internet Options, Security, and turn this button off which says Enable Protected Mode, requires restart. Restarted it, and then actually I was able to download it. There's one thing that we can actually, I'm taking it out here as well. If I do custom level, there's something called download. Let's see if it's enabled or disabled. Downloads disabled. Okay, hasn't made any difference, but anyway, that's where we are at the moment. As you can see, it's downloading perfectly well, and it should be downloading Service Pack 2 x64 based. Okay. We're going to try to look at now the disk management of this computer. We've got additional disk drives on this computer, we know that, because if you go into Start, Computer, and this is the way I do it, Manage, and you will see that the disk size here, we've got unallocated and unallocated here. So let's do OK on this one first, and then get this going. Right, the very simple question, well, we've got 135 gigabytes of unallocated space here, so if you do right here, and we say New Sample Volume, Next, we want to use the whole space for it, yep, that's fine, Next, assign a drive letter, so we want it assigned drive letter E, that's fine for me, thank you. Next, we want it to be NTFS because it's much quicker, and we want to format this drive as well. So that's it, we're happy with that. Finish, and now what we've got is got the drive that's being formatted. The C drive is the boot drive, healthy extension partition E drive. The D drive is going to be our CD-ROM, and then we've got another huge drive here, which I'm going to just leave it as it is because I can't. I don't want to actually partition it in for any purpose at the moment. So I just create a new one, do the same thing again, use the whole thing, F drive, that's fine, yep, and then continue, volume label, well I can give it a volume label if I wanted to change name, next, and finish. and there you go, it's formatting the whole drive, and it's formatted it very quickly. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to try to show you how to actually promote the computer, or the server should I say, to a domain controller. The first thing you do is, first of all, you go to Start, Computer, and then right click on it and go to Manage. The first thing we have to do is to add a role. So if you go to Roles, we can do Add a Role. And the first thing you've got to do is add Active Directory Domain Services. Okay, it's asking us to add additional feature, so we have to add the requested feature. Okay, then we go to Next, and we get all the usual bits and pieces that we've got to read, and then you can read them. So we do Next. This is an extra step that's been installed, but anyway, we go ahead and we just install. And as you can see, it's installing away nicely here. So I'm going to pause now for a little while. The purpose of the domain controller is to have single sign-ons. You can have machines that will join to this machine, to server, be it 2000, XP, Vista, or 7, Linux. And then what we've got now is we've installed all the bits and pieces at the moment that it's requesting, and we've actually put it on the Active Directory. The thing that I need to show you is that if I go into Start and show you Programs, Administration, I've got Active Directory Users and Servers and Domains, all the bits and pieces that I need to manage the system. Don't get worried about Active Directory, it's quite simple, straightforward. It just gives you organization units that you can call, marketing, research or whatever, and the computers that sit in there, and relevant users and everybody that fits into that organization. So now we have our system all ready to on the server, so we need to put it into DCPRMO. So we do Start, Run, and what it does, it goes through its domain name, Visit. There's a check marks for advanced mode, but I can't figure out what it's for really, so I'm just going to click on the next button. We read all the other bits and pieces. Then this is our first domain controller, so we're going to create a new domain in a new forest. So I click Next. It's going to ask me for a domain name. In my case, I'm going to call it mydomain.local. An example of this could be your company name, or now it's checking to see if the name exists anywhere on the network. And it's checking away here. So to the pages, yeah, that's fine. So, yeah. Now, the functional level, we're going to look at either Windows 2000, 2008, R2. So we want to go for 2008 R2. If you choose 2000, you're going to get very limited functionality. So just use the correct one here. Next, and it's enabling DNS for us. So we do at the moment, every server needs a static IP address, so what I've done is I've changed the IP address of the server here to 192.168.0.100. and the subnet mask, and my router is default gateway is 192.168.0.1, so I've left it at that, and I'm going to close that, and then I'm going to say next to continue here for the DNS server installation. I'm going to just quickly check that it's recognized the new IP address, config/all, and I can see here that it has given the IP address 192.168.0.100. So that's okay, that's fine. So let's continue with our domain controller here. I don't even do anything. Yeah, okay. And basically we continue with this option here. The previous message was regarding the IP6 information. Because we are not using IP6 and we only got IP4, that was the information that I just wanted to share with you. This is where all the log folders, database folders and everything is going to be kept. Our database folder is NTDS, log files are NTDS, and the sysvolume files are going to be kept in sysvolume. So we click on next on that. Now it asks for a very secure password here, and we'll give it a secure password. So we've given it a more secure password here now, and it's telling me that this is all it's going to do. Export settings, but don't do anything, and just do it. Exactly. So now it should finish and do its usual bits and pieces, and let's see what happens. The password is for the restore, if you need to restore. So that's just about it for creating a domain controller on server 2008. The only thing I forgot was to reboot on completion, but hopefully we can just reboot it ourselves here and see how we get on. There's no point anyone sitting here and watching all this now, so I'll pause again. Thank you. Let's be back again now. So it's done all its bits and pieces, and as you can see, it's completed the Active Directory domain installation wizard, and it's finished. And it gives you an option to restart now, so we're just going to restart it.